What is up, everybody? This is Kyle from the TF Review here today with a video review of Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Scorn, one of the many brand new Dinobot figures. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. So here we have the packaging of Age of Extinction Scorn. So with the brand new era of Transformers, they're introducing this whole new style of packaging, and this is, well, what it is. A little bit different from the standard Deluxe Class blister card packages that we're used to seeing. But all in all, it does look nice. For some reason, the Transformers logo is a sticker, and you can peel it off and put it in your car or wherever you want to put it. Now you've got a picture of the actual full robot mode in the front. Turn it around. Some more details. You got Bumblebee, Crosshairs, and Dinobot Slug. Not Slag. And you've got a very short bio. Scorn has the jaws of a dino and the personality of a tank. He's a rumbling, thundering warhammer on legs. And that's his full bio. Obviously a little bit lazy there. So let's open this guy up and let's take a look at the figure. Here we have Scorn in his Dinobot robot mode. And I have to say, he does actually have a fairly nice looking Spinosaurus mode. In case you were wondering, Spinosaurus is the dinosaur that they had in Jurassic Park 3 that was like this mystery dinosaur. As far as I know, I still don't think that people actually know that they don't exist. I don't know. I just remember seeing Jurassic Park and people, there was like a documentary, did the Spinosaur really exist? And people were like, yeah. And some people were like, no. So I guess it's kind of gone the way of the dragon, in which no one knows, really. But yes, back to Transformers. Here we have Spinosaurus mode. And it does actually look fairly nice. It's not great. And I do have a few small gripes, mostly with this tail. This tail has caused quite a few problems. It comes loose, and it is kind of a pain in the butt to reattach. But when it does work, you know, it's there. It's just kind of blah, uninspired, stiff tail, no actual articulation. And it's kind of disappointing, because, you know, you would think his tail, you would think he could use his tail as a weapon, judging by how pointy it is, but no. In terms of actual articulation in the rest of the Dinobot mode, his mouth opens and closes, his head can move left and right, it can move, it's got some, I guess it's a bicep swivel, but it's also a neck swivel. And yeah, you can really get a lot of movement out of his head. His little tiny arms, are on ball joints, and his legs can kind of move. It just depends on how you orient them. And you do also have to keep an eye on this back end, because it does come loose. And, you know, obviously you don't want a big hole in your robot. So you do have to kind of make sure the legs are sitting back to cover up that hole. And, of course, the tail unpegs. Now, he does come with one sword, and it does store actually under this tail in his gap. Well, this gap under his tail, which is kind of nice, actually, and it looks really nice under the tail. You don't even know it's there. Just whip it out whenever you need it. And yeah, great storage. It doesn't really store anywhere else in the robot. That's pretty much it. But yeah, let's actually take a look at the transformation, and let's see how to get him from Spinosaurus into actual robot mode. Now, to transform Scorn, first thing you want to do is unpeg his tail. Then you can kind of just twist it down like that, and then leave it kind of just sitting there. You don't really need to do anything else with it. Then you want to unpeg this piece right here that his arms are connected to, that's under his neck. This sort of divides the robot into two pieces. So now when you twist him, you have a little bit of a head reveal. Not a full head reveal, but his head does peek up. And then you can just pull his head up. And then now you've got his head. Then you want to take his little fins, his little spine, and you can twist them so they're facing backwards like that. Next thing you want to do is take his arm and just fold it down. And to form his hand, you just pull it out like that, twist the head around, take this little piece right here and fold this up, and close his mouth, and there you have his other arm. Lastly, for his legs, what you want to do is you want to just pull them out, and they will pop out. Pull it out. And you'll notice these two half mouthpieces. You can fold those down. That's what the instructions recommend. I personally don't mind keeping them up because it does sort of fill the robot mode a little bit more. I'll show that to you again when the transformation is completed. And then you want to take his front toes, flip them forward, flip them forward. Now, to build some more bulk into his legs, you can fold these panels outward, and it does give him just a little bit of bulk, which I do appreciate. Okay, lastly, to orient this back piece, you can sort of do it however you want. It actually kind of looks like a little transformer in itself. Like, okay. Anyway, you fold it down, and with his arms, you can really do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I like to keep them up like this, just because it looks like tubes or pipes or whatever. And there we have Scorn in his robot mode. As you can see, he does have actually a really nice, impressive looking robot mode. Not a lot of kibble. Everything just feels, you know, feels right. He does have some really nice paint apps on his chest. And he has this sort of green undertone. That's this metallic, shiny green that I really, really like. It comes out really well in plastic. Now for articulation, he does have a bit, but his head is kind of disappointing. You can lift it up slightly and twist it. And you'll notice the ball joint is kind of in the back of his neck right there. Or you can, you know, have it stuck up like that. And, you know, like he's looking at something in the sky. But yeah, not a lot for his head. His arm, rotate 360 degrees, move in and out. Elbow swivel, bicep swivel. Yeah, that's basically it. For this arm, it's just this arm, basically. Move in and out. You got the bicep swivel and you can bend. For legs, his legs are on ball joints. You can bend at the knee with these double joints to do the transformation. You can get, you know, a full range of motion. No feet articulation, which is kind of a bummer, but it doesn't really affect anything. And he does have a waist swivel, but it only turns to the left because of the transformation. And yeah, something I did notice, he does kind of suffer from that same issue that a lot of the motorcycle transformers suffer from, in that one side is obviously weighted a little more than the other side, obviously this being the tail side. Now I mentioned earlier you can kind of orient his little things upwards like that, and that does look nice. I personally would rather have them like this, just because it fills them out just a little bit more, and, you know, I think it looks so much better and so much more fierce, and like he's ready to just poke the hell out of you. And then you can pull his sword out, stick it in his hand, and you can get some really nice poses. He really is a good looking toy. Another thing I like to do kind of for fun is I like to put his spine in the back, and now it looks like he's sitting on the Iron Throne. It's just a thing, because I'm weird. And for a quick size comparison, here he is next to Orion Pax. And, Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. So yeah, there is your size comparison. So yeah, overall, if you're willing to look past some of the problems that I had with the tail, and it stinking like spray paint, which it does because it's painted over rubber, and it really does reek like paint, and sort of having to fix it quite often because it's really does pop off. Now it doesn't want to pop off, but when it pops off, it's kind of a pain in the butt to put back on. If you can look past that and, you know, limited head articulation, overall, Scorn is actually fairly solid figure. And yeah, I would recommend him if you're getting the Dinobots. Obviously, you should probably start with Scorn, as I did. Oh, okay, and the camera turn. So that does it for this review of Transformers Age of Extinction Scorn. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at the TF Review and like me on Facebook at also the TF Review. And I hope you guys have a good one.